Hey, what's up, guys? Here we go, trying to do video 2. Who knows how many times we get interrupted this time? Got the kids coming, they might be loud, I don't know. Just here, single parenting while my wife's out for a little bit, so do my best to get this video shot. And, you know, it may not be the prettiest thing, not pretty like this, but, you know, I do the best I can. Without further ado, let's get into our top 7 teams. At number 7, it's my boy, Joey, Hotlanta. So, Hotlanta is sitting there with 18 players on its active roster, $29.8 million to spend at auction. Notable players, Matty Ice, Alvin Kamara, Stephon Diggs, Chris Godwin, Cooper Kupp, Roquan Smith, Deion Jones. So pretty strong at wide receiver, pretty strong at linebacker. On the bench, taxi squad, Miles Sanders, Xavier McKinney. So two pretty good options. So my assumption would be this guy's looking for a running back at auction. Joey's always been a middling, fringe type team. So I know he's probably looking to take a pretty big jump this year. So hopefully he can achieve that. Moving on to the next team. Team number 6, Pokai, Dan. 12 players on the active roster, $40.3 million, so just a ton of money to spend. Need at wide receiver. He's got a pretty... His big names, notable players, are pretty good. Carson Wentz. I know he has another quarterback, just forget who. But Carson Wentz, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, George Kittle, Tremaine Edmonds, and Darius Leonard. So much like Joey, just hit, Dan's is more the running back position, Joey's is more the wide receiver position, and linebacker. So two positions that I covet pretty highly. So when I look at this is, I see as a strength. I know you guys, this is all subjective ranking, so is what it is. But it's got a pretty strong squad. Made some pretty big moves recently, cutting guys and making trades. So it's interesting. I'm not 100% sure if Dan's going to be in the playoffs this year or kind of a fringe team. With the talent that he has, it's going to be hard to be a tanking type team. So taxi squad includes Henry Ruggs, Cole Kmet, and Grant Delpit. So pretty strong there as well. So looks pretty good. See where it goes. Number 5, I have Tom, Gulfview Dolphins. 21 active members, $12 million in cap. Need at wide receiver as I see it. Notable players, he's got a pretty strong team here. Kyler Murray, Nick Chubb, Mark Ingram, Kerryon Johnson, James White, Amari Cooper, Juju Smith-Schuster, Mark Andrews. Defense highlighted by Chandler Jones and John Johnson. So clearly, looking at his team, I think he needs defense, possibly another wide receiver. Another thing of note is I think he's got 2 players. I know Mike Andrews came out and said he's playing regardless, but he's got 2 players that could potentially sit out this season due to health concerns with COVID and being immunocompromised, in John Brown, who has sickle cell trait, and Mark Andrews, who's a type 1 diabetic. So just something to keep an eye on, because that would severely knock this down. Well, I don't know how much. It's just a tight end, but it would suck for him. Taxi squad includes N'Keal Harry and Devin White. So all around, Tom's got a pretty good team. Not a lot of money to work with at auction, but we'll see if he can scrub together a little gem here, get a little bit of depth. So there's number 5. Now we go to team 4, where I have Jer, TOG. Pretty good team here, to be honest. Obviously, in number 4, I think it's pretty good. He's got 22 active players, the most in our league. $15.8 million to spend at auction. He has Josh Allen, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, DJ Chark, Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas, Ngakoue, Keanu O'Neal, Peppers, and Justin Simmons. So really strong at DB, pretty dang strong at wide receiver, solid at running back. Good fantasy quarterback. Real life quarterback, I don't know, not the greatest, but fantasy quarterback, he's pretty darn good. So, I like how he's situated, and then on top of that, he's got 3 pretty good prospects. I don't know if he'll bring any of them up, but I would assume maybe 1 or 2 in David Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, and Justin Jefferson. So all around, pretty solid squad. Like in this top 4, our league's pretty strong as it is. So if you're in the top 4, your team is probably looking pretty good. Number 3, I have South Park Cows, Luca. 21 active players, 14 million in cap space. I don't know really what he needs. Maybe like some safety help, maybe DN. He's got a pretty strong team. Highlighted by Chris Carson, Keenan Allen, Brandon Cooks, Darren Waller, Todd Davis, Blake Martinez, Fred Warner. If it's not the kid, it's the dog. Okay. Taxi squad is just stacked, obviously, with this year's draft. Lamar Jackson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Jonathan Taylor, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, Hayden Hurst, and at safety, Antoine Winfield. So, yeah, man, this is a super strong squad. Got some decent depth, and he's got a little bit of money to work with at auction, so we'll see if he's able to get that depth needed, which I think will be needed this year with the way things go. So there we go. That's Luca at number 3. Number 2, I have Salam's, perennial powerhouse within our league. These guys just usually put together a pretty strong squad. I might start calling them tight end U because they seem to pump out all the good tight ends. 13 players on their active roster, $29.9 million to work with. Glaring needs on defense. Notable players, Deshaun Watson, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, because of that one draft year, and they pick guys up from people just ridiculous. DeAndre Hopkins, Zach Ertz, Jalen Smith, and if he does come back and can keep his head on straight, Antonio Brown. Taxi squad, also pretty strong. Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore, Denzel Mims, Noah Fant, Dallas Goedert. Like I said, tight end U. So, yeah, they look pretty strong again. These guys always are contending. So, I don't know. I'm very, very skeptical at them falling off at all, and the depth seems to be there. So, really like it. Number 1 team leaves, and it's our resident favorite. I call him the trading post. It's DRC. He's got 12 players on his active roster, $38 million in cap space, glaring need at running back. But you just look at his team all around, it's just silly. Derrick Henry, Michael Gallup, Kenny Golladay, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley, Jonnu Smith, Devin Bush, Corey Littleton, Jamal Adams, Budda Baker, and Tracy Walker. Like, that's just really good. I don't know how else to put it. And then on his taxi, he still has Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, Ronald Jones, Paris Campbell, Mecole Hardman, Anthony Miller, Cortland Sutton, Mike Gesicki, and on defense, Josh Allen, Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, Kenneth Murray, Terrell Lewis, and Jordan Brooks. Like, I don't know, man. Like, sometimes, like, at first, you sat there and you would watch him and you go, well, I don't know what the heck this guy's doing. But what he's doing, he's just like a chef, man. He's getting all the ingredients needed. He's adding a few spicy pieces here and there just to sweeten something up, too. He puts in a little bit of sugar. And then next thing you know, bingo, bango, boom, mo. Like, look at this squad. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Anyways, that's the end of that. So let's get into our free agent guys that I want to look at. Guys, away. Free agent guys that I want to look at. We'll be looking at the running back position and just some other notable guys. Per Luca's request, I'll try to throw in a dollar amount that I think for these guys, but I don't know. I don't know how good I'm going to be because NRA threw me right off. So, anyways, top running back on the board, Kenyon Drake, 26 years old. Played for running back. Has actually started 10 games last year, 220 touches. Not just carries, touches. 220 touches, 1,162 yards, 8 touchdowns. Really good situation for him. I figure he's going to fetch a pretty penny at our auction because there's a lot of teams that need running back, and he's probably the top of the class. Next is Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, 26 years old as well. Started 15 games last year, 254 total touches, 1,064 yards, 14 touchdowns. Gurley's going somewhere where he's going on a 1-year deal. They could probably run the crap out of him. Now it comes down to whether he holds up to the beating that he's gonna take this year. For Hotlanda's sake, I know he hopes Gurley stands up to the test just fine. So let's see. Next guy I have on the list would be Lev Bell. Lev Bell, 28 years old. Started 15 games last year, 311 touches, 1,250 yards, 4 touchdowns. Lev Bell's an interesting case because he just plays for just a horrendous team. They're trying to get better. They've added some help on the line. He says it's the best year to come. I still am a huge Lev Bell fan, but I'm just not sure if he's going to be able to make it work or not. So each of those three, I figure top end we're looking at about, I hate to say it, but like 12 million. Down to NRA, those guys, Lev and Gurley, I believe, are up at auction at 8.2. So I don't know, because the need here is a little bit greater, because we can start 3 running backs as opposed to 2 in NRA, that it could go up towards the higher end of the 12, but it's something to keep an eye out on. Next would be David Johnson. David Johnson's 29 in season this year, started 9 games last year, 130 touches, 715 yards, 6 touchdowns. His value is going to be a lot harder to predict. I think Duke Johnson's got some health issues going on, so you got to kind of be weary on that. But David Johnson, I would put in the $6 to $8 million range, just because you are assuming quite a bit of risk as well as you draft him or take him at auction. The next player is Raheem Mostert, 28 years old, started 0 games last year, 151 touches, 952 yards, 10 touchdowns. Guy was a beast in the playoffs, and just in general has really come on as late. You know, he's being paid like a practice squad guy, so he's trying to like hold out with whatever leverage he has to be paid like Tevin Coleman. Now the interesting thing is Tevin Coleman's also got sickle cell trait, so Raheem Mostert might be trying to capitalize on a bit of a weakness for the organization. Doubt they'll fold, but just something to keep an eye on. Anyways, there's the top running backs and all that. The other guys I just wanted to highlight very quickly at other positions. I'm not going to go in depth. We got 2 tight ends. We have Tyler Higbee, who's kind of splitting time with Gerald Everett, but we'll see what goes on there. Jared Cook, both going to be kind of lucrative. Tight ends, you never know what they're going to be, maybe 3 to 4 million. I don't know. Then you have the couple DNs. We've got Joey Bosa, stud. Cam Hayward, personal favorite, of course. And Cam Jordan, all very good options. I think Cam Jordan only missed 1 game in his whole career. Pretty crazy. Don't want to jinx it, but that's pretty crazy. Demario Davis and Levante David at linebacker. DNs, I would see somewhere around 3 million. Linebackers, 2 to 3, maybe. Maybe mid ones, but I don't know. There is a couple teams that need them, so it could drive the price up a little bit. And lastly, at DB, Landon Collins and I call him Tyrann Mathieu, whatever his name is, the Honey Badger, absolute beast of an NFL player, hybrid of hybrids, just all around. There's a lot of guys. I think Luca posted something. We have to fill 179 spaces, so let's try to keep things concise tomorrow, guys. If you're out, you're out. Get in the teams meeting so that we all kind of talk. It's going to be a lot of fun. Look forward to seeing some of your faces, hearing some of your voices. As always, be safe out there, guys. It's fantasy football is a lot of fun. Let's hope we have a season, guys. Take care.